We are joined here in Davos by Senior Minister in the Andhra Pradesh government, Lokesh. Thank you very much, Nara Lokesh, for joining us. And I remember talking to you earlier here in Davos when you were making grand claims about what you hope to be able to do in Andhra Pradesh. At that time, it seemed a mission impossible of sorts, right? Because you didn't really have an operating ecosystem. Now we've seen some big announcements, most importantly, the Google announcement. Do you want to give us a sense of where you're at in this journey at this moment and what are the next steps beyond what we've already seen in the public domain so far?
No, I mean, if you look at it in the last 18 months, Andhra Pradesh has made substantive progress. We have landed close to 765 initiatives. This could be investments by companies and MOUs now. So this is what we're focused now on executing. And if you look at it, 25% of investments in India are now coming to the state of Andhra Pradesh. I believe this is just the beginning, and we have a long runway ahead of ourselves. And companies that choose speed choose Andhra Pradesh, and we're here to deliver on a promise.
But the charge being leveled by other states against yours is that in this bid to try and invite investment to Andhra Pradesh, you're giving way too many concessions and freebies. That land, electricity, the kind of incentives being rolled out create a massive debt burden scenario in the future, a few years down the road. How do you respond to that?
I mean, if you look at it, land is an asset that the state has. We have to leverage it. So for IT companies, we have a clear policy called the LIFT policy, where Fortune 500 companies will be given land at 99 paise. That is my state. That is, as a state, it's my prerogative. That's the way I attract investments to my state. This does not create any additional debt burden. To energy, we are actually looking at reducing our energy prices. As a state,
no, but the data centers that you are creating are massive consumers of.
Absolutely, and that will help me negotiate even better further.
But you're giving it available at much lower than market prices, right?
No, we're giving a subsidy which is equivalent to any other state. So it's not substantively lower than any other state. But why companies are choosing us is because the speed at which we're able to close things. So if you look at our incentive package, we are not way off to compete to any other state. So we are competing with other states. So states that cannot compete with us are complaining about it. I think that's a very unfair.
So you've announced a Quantum Valley. Now we know Silicon Valley. What does Quantum Valley look like on the ground and in reality, and how far into the future? Is this because nobody knows how far quantum itself is, or आप तो Quantum Valley की बात कर रहे हो?
Well, that is Mr. Naidu. I mean, that's why he's called a visionary. He's looking at frontier technologies, and he's betting on quantum as one of the frontier technologies that can lead India to the next level. So we are working with IBM, we're working with TCS to bring the first quantum computer to Amravati. And we're not stopping with that. We're building up the entire ecosystem. So we're creating the curriculum, we're doing the skill upgradation, then we are working with the startup companies in the quantum ecosystem.
No, but if this were to happen, say for example in Telangana or in the T-Hub or wherever, there's a full ecosystem that exists and quantum is on top of it, like at the cutting edge of what they already have. Here you have no ecosystem on the ground, underlying ecosystem, and you're trying to bring the most frontier technologies. So is that not a disconnect?
Absolutely not. 7% of the global IT workforce comes from the 2 Telugu-speaking states. Sure. So that is our strategic advantage. So we're leveraging on it. And see, people did criticize Mr. Naidu way back in 90s when he said IT is the future. But look at it, the kind of transformation it has led to Hyderabad. Similarly, we believe quantum will also do that magic for Amravati.
Because of the immigration issues that techies have been having in the United States, do you think Andhra Pradesh could emerge as a winner? Are you seeing from your non-resident Telugus a demand to want to come back, and are they asking you about what they can do in Andhra Pradesh?
No, absolutely. And given the volatile geopolitical situation, I believe this is a great opportunity for India to leapfrog. So on one part, we are, yes, leveraging on the NRI network that we already have. On the second part, we are relooking at every regulatory framework that we have to truly deliver on the speed of doing business in spirit.
No, so talk about that, because a lot of your promises around the idea of speed, you're calling it India's sunrise state. Why do you think you're being able to move faster than the other states in prospecting business?
See, three clear reasons, right? One is that we have a proven track record. Our chief minister has done this in the past. He's built an entire ecosystem in Hyderabad, and all his policies have stood the test of time in politics. So his experience helps us a lot. Second, while other states have double engine sarkar, only Andhra Pradesh has double engine bullet train sarkar. Whereas there's greater alignment with Government of India, and we're able to move needle on policies, on various other frameworks. And that leads us to the third thing, which is these two put together, we're able to deliver on the speed promise. So we're working with companies who need help in terms of positively moving policy at the federal level. We are working on that too. And that's the magic portion that we have.
You know, there's so much conversation at the World Economic Forum around artificial intelligence. I want you to explain to everyone watching how you're trying to leverage AI in what you're doing in terms of delivering services to your citizens and voters.
Oh, then we'll have to debate it for the next 3 hours. But I'll give you one specific example that we are all passionate about. 2024 elections. Before the elections, we made a promise that we'll do skill census. No, it's easy said than done. I did it in a traditional way and it fell flat. Now I'm using conversational AI to sort of do skill assessment. And this can be a sort of a breakthrough in the way we look at skills. So we have a Naipunyam portal, which is not just an job aggregator, supply demand aggregator, but it's on steroids where we are now doing skill assessment and even skill training. And this is a very powerful tool. And I'm sure we'll make it work in Andhra Pradesh, and this is a tool that India can use to do skill assessment across board.
How has this Davos been from you? What are the interesting deals which are currently in the pipeline, which are on the verge of fruition?
See, in the past also I've said, right, I look at Davos beyond MOUs. So for me, Davos is a great place to come, learn, understand which are the technologies, which sector is moving which way, and which are the companies in those sectors. And two, it's a great way to reconnect with, of course, Andhrapreneurs, India entrepreneurs, and the global entrepreneurs. So it's a great opportunity to reconnect. And this is where we start conversations. So Cognizant's conversation started here. Exactly, last Davos we had the conversation. Just before we came here, we broke ground. By the time we come back to Davos next time, we would have cut the ribbon for the new facility. So we're using Davos to Davos as a benchmark to deliver on the speed of doing business.
And the fact is that very few chief ministers have been able to leverage the platform that Davos provides to actually make material change happen on the ground. And I see you're learning from your dad as well.
See, Mr. Naidu has a tremendous amount of experience, right? It's 5 decades of political experience. But today he's backed by a very young team. 50% of our legislatures are first-timers. 17 out of 25 ministers are first-timers.
That's Team Nara.
No, that's Team Naidu and that's Team NDA. So we're all here to work together. We're all here to deliver on the vision of the Prime Minister and the Honorable Chief Minister. So we're very oriented on delivering that.
Which state are you thinking of as your primary competition in this?
No, I believe
to try and attract investment.
No, I believe every state is my competitor. Some states are competing on certain sectors, some states are competing on other sectors. I believe this is very good. This makes me sharp, my team sharp. And we're very focused on delivering. So this is good. When states compete, India wins. And today you're seeing that happen. And today we're able to close projects that even for the West is unheard of. And the pace at which you're able to do is something to talk about.
That's a good line to end with. When states compete, India wins. And at this moment, as we've seen this year, 1/4 of the investments have been won by Andhra Pradesh, which, given the fact that they weren't really in the race before this, is quite a remarkable achievement. Are you getting lots of these brick bats from your colleagues and peers in other states?
No, we're all here to work together. We're all learning from each other. I had the opportunity to meet Fadnavis ji. I met the Industries Minister from Telangana, and we're exchanging ideas on what they are doing and what we are doing. I think collaboration is very, very important.
It's a henny. There's a lot of competition to attract investment, but you're being very diplomatic.
No, it's good. I mean, we have to compete, but I think we can also learn from each other, right? And that's what I'm saying. When states compete, India wins.
That's a happy note to end on. Let's hope India wins and the competition stays sane and stable and very cautious. That's what we want. Thank you so much, Nara Lokesh, for joining us. Thank you.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you very much. Thank you.